They told you to be kind, to be open, to be vulnerable, and you believed them. You let their words soak into your mind like warm syrup. Sweet, comforting, easy to swallow. You were taught that softness was strength, that kindness was power, that if you just kept your heart open, life would somehow reward you for it. But look at your life. What has that lie actually bought you? While you were busy being understanding, the wolves were sharpening their teeth. While you were waiting to be noticed, they took what they wanted without asking. While you were explaining your pain, they were quietly testing how far they could push you. This world does not reward softness. It consumes it. And here you are, still bleeding emotionally in public, still hoping someone will see your wounds and show you mercy. But mercy is not the language of power. Respect does not come from visible pain. It is carved from control, from silence, from a refusal to play the emotional role you were assigned at birth. You were trained to be the servant, to be the nice one, to look for permission before you act, validation before you move, reassurance before you choose. You weren't raised to rise. You were programmed to obey. That emotional script you inherited, the one that says, always explain yourself, always share, always be open, always be available. That's not your personality. That's your cage. It was written by people who needed you predictable, harmless, and easy to manage. That script is a virus, and it has to be purged. No king climbs to the throne by asking everyone if they're okay with it. No one who truly rises does it by committee vote. Power is not granted by consensus. It is taken by design, by fire, by force of will. There is no mentor coming to save you. No perfect guide arriving to pull you out of your own patterns. No lover who will love you so perfectly that you suddenly become whole. This is your war, and it is fought in silence, in solitude, and in strategy. If that makes you feel alone, good. That loneliness you feel, that's not abandonment. That's the sound of the old you losing its grip. You need to stop chasing comfort like it's something the universe owes you. Comfort is not your birthright. It's the bait. Start calculating like it's your only weapon because it is. This is not therapy. This is demolition. The version of you who waited, doubted, hesitated, over-explained, apologized for existing, that man dies today. From his rubble, you will not rise as a healed man. You will rise as a different kind of man. The kind who understands that power is seized, not shared. The kind who knows softness always has a price, and you've already paid it long enough. People will test you. They will misread you. Let them. Let them assume you're still the old version. Their confusion is your camouflage. Their false assumptions become their future mistakes. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be unreadable. Your silence becomes your sword. Your stillness becomes your shield. You must become the man no one can predict. The man who does not beg for an invitation, for a seat at someone else's table, because he's quietly building his own. And that building starts now. Burn the blueprint they gave you. It was designed by cowards. The ones who told you, be good, be kind, be liked. But only when it kept you small. Only when it kept you manageable. Only when your goodness served them. And you obeyed. What did it earn you? Rejection, confusion, powerlessness dressed up as being a good person. Now everything has to be replaced. Your thoughts, your instincts, your reactions, your identity. Nothing about the old self gets to survive. Your beliefs were installed by people who benefited from you staying tame. Your emotional reflexes were shaped by people who gained from your compliance. That version of you was never built to win. He was built to be used. He was predictable, forgettable, digestible, easy to read, easy to manipulate, easy to discard. Burn him. Strip his skin off your bones and rebuild yourself from steel, because you cannot lead if you're still afraid of being disliked. You cannot rise if you're still addicted to being accepted. Delete the fake confidence. Erase the need for approval. Purge the ambitions you diluted just to make others comfortable. You don't need balance. You need transformation. And transformation is not peaceful. It's violent. It is merciless. Weak men try to change without pain, without sacrifice, without death of the old self. Strong men do the opposite. They erase everything. They start from zero, eyes open, blade in hand. This is not about fixing you. This is about replacing you. You don't patch old programming. You burn it to ash. Your comfort zone is not a safe place. It's a coffin, padded with convenience, lined with wasted potential. That tightness you feel in your chest, that restless discomfort, you keep treating it like a problem. It isn't. It's an alarm. It's your system screaming at you. Break the shell or die inside it. Stop cradling your weakness like it's a pet. Smash it. Rebirth doesn't ask for permission. It erupts. And if you don't shatter the old shell, it becomes your grave. Death isn't always physical. Sometimes it's a life that never became what it was meant to be. So here is your first command. Delete the man you were trained to be. Say it until it's not just a line. It's your operating system. My past self is ashes. You're not here to cope. You're not here to feel better. You are here to build. To construct an entirely new kingdom and place yourself on a throne forged from discipline, not emotion. You are here to become the architect of your own control, because real power isn't loud or dramatic. It doesn't scream. It doesn't beg. It doesn't plead to be understood. Real power is composed. You have bled emotionally for free for too long. You've given away reactions, attention, explanations, meltdown after meltdown, like you were paying rent just to exist. That ends here. From this moment forward, you are a vault. From this moment forward, you are a weapon, with no trigger pulled unless it serves your strategy. No reaction becomes your new baseline. You do not flinch. You do not rush to defend yourself. You do not scramble to fix everyone's perception of you. You watch. You calculate. You let other people overextend, overexpose, overreact, and then you move when it benefits you. Your restraint is not weakness. It is war. The war of stillness. The war of silence. The war of refusing to be emotionally available to every situation that demands your energy. You will learn to use your emotions the way a general uses troops. Not randomly, not reactively, but with precision and purpose. Anger is not your engine. It's your fire. Use it to forge, not to explode. Fear is not a wall. It's a warning light. Use it to plan, not to freeze. Sadness is not an ocean. It's depth. Use it to see more clearly, not to drown. You are done letting feelings sit in the driver's seat. This world trains men to be emotional, not because it cares about their mental health, but because emotional men are easy to steer. Easy to trigger, easy to control. When your reactions are predictable, your outcomes are owned by someone else. Not you. Not anymore. You will build walls, not wounds. You will think in chess, not checkers. You will think 5 moves ahead, not 5 seconds too late. You will become the man who cannot be read and therefore cannot be controlled. Because here is the hard law of power. The man who reacts loses. The man who is easily triggered is owned. And the man who is owned will always be beaten. So you install a new rule into your life. If it triggers you, it owns you. You either fix that, or you stay a puppet. There is no third option. From this point forward, you are your own handler, your own trainer, your own controller. You will master your facial expressions. You will master your tone. You will master your pauses. That tiny half-second before you speak, that becomes your sword. In that small space between impulse and response, you win or lose wars. You are now the silence behind the storm, the pause before the strike. The man who speaks only when his words build something: status, leverage, clarity, advantage, empires. There's a part of you you've buried so deep you pretend it doesn't exist. The shadow, the rage, the hunger, the cold fire inside you that doesn't care about being liked, doesn't care about being understood, doesn't care about playing nice. You locked it away to be accepted, to be a good person, to not scare people. But that shadow isn't your curse. It's your unused power source. It's raw, it's cold, it's electric, and it's waiting. Stop suppressing it to make other people comfortable. Start wielding it to reshape your life. That part of you remembers every insult, every betrayal, every time they laughed at you, dismissed you, underestimated you. That's not emotional baggage. That's building material. You don't throw it away. You stack it. You build with it. This is not about healing through softness. This is forging through pressure. The man who has made peace with his darkness cannot be destroyed by it. The man who pretends he has no darkness at all, he's the one who collapses when the test comes. You will be the man who sits with his demons, then turns them into soldiers. Be terrifying, not reckless. Be sharp, not soft. The world doesn't respect your purity. It respects your restraint. The most dangerous version of you is not the one who explodes. It's the one who could, but doesn't. The one whose power is chained, controlled, aimed. Power under control is what shakes the room. Not noise, not theatrics. Presence. Look at yourself. Not the fake smile. Not the social mask. Not the version you perform for others. Look deeper. There is a hunger behind your eyes that you keep trying to suffocate. A part of you that doesn't want applause. It wants conquest. It doesn't want validation. It wants mission. Give that darkness a purpose, and you become untouchable. You become the kind of presence that shifts a room without a word. You become the quiet force that even the loudest people instinctively respect or fear without knowing why. Stop hiding from that power. Drag it into the open. Give it orders. Shape it. Control it. Rule through it. Sharpen your instincts like blades. Protect your purpose like a fortress. Weak men are terrified of their own darkness. They pretend it isn't there. They cover it with fake positivity and shallow smiles. Strong men look their darkness in the face, claim it, and master it. You've got a war to win. Light alone won't carry you there. So summon the part of you that refuses to break, the part of you that does not beg, does not bow, does not quit, the quiet animal inside that watches, endures, and advances anyway. Say it and mean it. My darkness obeys me. You're not here to escape pain. You're here to weaponize it. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be felt, not just seen, sensed. Most people stumble through life with open eyes and blind minds. They react to everything. They assume everything. They talk too fast, reveal too much, and expose themselves without realizing it. But not you, not anymore. You will train your mind to observe like a sniper. No wasted movement, no wasted emotion, no wasted shots. Every glance, every hesitation, every twitch of insecurity, they all reveal the truth behind people's masks. And while everyone else rushes to announce who they are, you stay silent and let the room expose itself to you. You're not here to be noticed. You're here to notice. When you walk into a room, You are the ghost in the corner, the shadow behind the silence. You don't fill the air with nervous conversation. You don't fall into the trap of trying to seem confident. You stand still, you watch, you listen, and the room unfolds itself for you. Who's anxious? Who's pretending to be strong? Who talks too fast? Who fills silence because they fear what it reveals? The insecure always try to dominate with noise. The weak always try to impress with volume. You don't need either. Your stillness becomes the stage where their masks slip. Because real power is quiet. Real power doesn't bark. Real power calculates. It waits for the exact moment when a single word becomes a weapon. Stop needing to be liked. Start needing to be aware. Patterns are your truth, not promises, not apologies, not pretty words. Watch how people behave, not what they claim. Loyalty is not the speech they give you. It's the pattern they repeat when they think you aren't watching. You must become fluent in tension, in micro-expressions, in the subtle shifts of energy that most people ignore because they're too busy performing. Learn the difference between a smile and a smirk, between agreement and submission, between respect and fear. Most people are broadcasting their weaknesses while desperately trying to appear strong. Let them. Let their facade crack right in front of you. You're not paranoid, you're precise. And every second you delay your reaction, every moment you withhold your response, you gain ground. You gain leverage. You gain clarity. Because while others expose their hand out of insecurity, you remain unreadable. And what cannot be read cannot be controlled. This isn't manipulation. This is survival. In a world where everyone hides their motives behind politeness and ego, you either master the game or you get played by it. Say it now. I see what others hide. That awareness is your armor. That perception is your advantage. You walk in silence, but you see everything. They told you to just be yourself, but that advice was made for men who have no interest in rising. Men who want to stay soft, predictable, comfortable. No one ascends by staying the same. Masks are not lies. Masks are tools. Masks are strategy. Authenticity is a luxury. Adaptation is survival. Machiavelli said a wise man must imitate both the lion and the fox. Become both, but never reveal either. Not fully, not openly, not to anyone. When watched, you play virtue. When alone, you unleash ruthlessness. Appear kind. Act calculated. Appear generous. Move with precision. If you want to rule the current, you must control the perception. Let your smile comfort. Let your silence intimidate. Let your presence say everything your words never will. You're not faking. You're crafting your legend. You are not just a person. You are a brand and identity built through discipline and projection. No one climbs to the top showing their entire hand. No king rises without shadow. You give people what they want to see, and you keep what matters to yourself. Keep them calm, keep them guessing, feed them illusion, but always, always keep your blade sharp behind your back. You don't lie, you maneuver, because the man who can adapt to any room becomes the most dangerous man in it. Every setting is a stage. At work, you are the agreeable ally until it's time to lead. In negotiation, you are the fool until the moment the game tips in your favor. In conflict, you appear emotional while plotting your victory 3 moves ahead. Control how they see you, and you control how they move around you. Never reveal your core. Let them speak first. Let them show their hand. Let them think they have you figured out. Then strike. Speak less. Assume nothing. Mirror when needed. Break the pattern when tested. Your masks aren't deceit. They're armor. Predictability is death. Mystery is life. When a man says, "I am who I am," he is telling you he is locked inside the prison of his own programming. You are fluid. You are shape-shifting. You are ice or fire depending on what the battlefield demands. You are not rigid. You are strategic. You walk in as a blank slate and become exactly what gives you leverage. That is power. That is unseen dominance. And here is the truth. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need them to understand you. You need results. You need influence. You need control. When they love you, accept it calmly. When they envy you, stay silent. When they fear you, let it grow. Never correct their assumptions. Never over-explain. Never justify. Power is perception. Make yourself rare. Make yourself intentional. Make yourself precise. Choose 3 masks: the diplomat, the phantom, the king. Master them. Wear them. Use them. Drop them only when you are alone. Your inner world remains sacred. Your outer world is always strategy. Say it now. I wear masks to rule. You don't rise by being available. You rise by being selective, scarce, and unmoved. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you trade a piece of your power for temporary comfort. Every time you over-explain a decision to someone who hasn't earned access to your truth, you weaken the walls of your inner kingdom. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're architecture. They're the walls that protect the empire you're building. Most men have no boundaries, and that is why they are drained, disrespected, and slowly destroyed by the demands of others. But you will no longer sell your energy for approval. You will no longer give your time to guilt. You will no longer offer explanations to people who contribute nothing. From now on, no is your first language. No apologies, no guilt, no hesitation. If someone resents your boundary, it means they were benefiting from your lack of one. Good. Let them fall away. Parasites don't survive once the host becomes strong. You are not a crutch. You are not a therapist. You are not an emotional motel where anyone can check in when they feel lonely. You are a fortress. And fortresses do not crumble because someone knocks too hard. You don't need peace with everyone. You need power over your own life. And power requires distance, silence, and limits. People who call your clarity cruel are simply terrified of confrontation. But confrontation isn't cruelty. It is truth delivered without tremble. The world is full of people who mask entitlement with politeness. People who drain you quietly, subtly, consistently. Audit your circle. Who drains you? Who demands but never contributes? Who wraps their dependency in emotional language? Those aren't friends. Those are liabilities. Cut them. Not emotionally strategically. You're not running a community center. You're building a kingdom. And a kingdom requires loyalty, discipline, and shared vision. Entry to your world is earned, not granted. Your time is sovereign. Your focus is royal currency. Your presence must feel selective, not free. Let people wonder where you went. Let them miss you. Because silence creates gravity. Scarcity creates value. No one deserves access just because they remember your name. This is your masculine responsibility, to guard your empire like a general guards the border. You don't need to yell to establish respect. A calm, direct no with steady eye contact is far more powerful than any emotional outburst. Practice it. Perfect it. Use it. And when they push back, as they always do, hold the line. Your job is not to fold under guilt. Your job is to reinforce your standard. Say it. My boundaries are law. You are not becoming bitter. You are becoming bulletproof. You are not pushing people away. You are protecting your future. From now on, your time is currency. Your energy is capital. Your boundaries are non-negotiable. You don't build circles of comfort. You build alliances. Friendships are emotional liabilities. Alliances are strategic leverage. Don't ask yourself who makes you feel good. Ask who sharpens you, who elevates your standard, who challenges your blind spots. If the answer is no one, then you are surrounded, not supported. You don't need connection, you need alignment. You don't need company, you need vision. The man who fears walking alone is not ready to lead. The man who cannot cut is not ready to rise. You cut with precision. You keep only those who serve your direction. You're not heartless, you're efficient. And efficiency is king. Say it. I build circles of power. You are not a host, you are a sovereign. And your sovereignty is protected not by kindness, not by comfort, but by code. Your silence is no longer a gap. It's a signal, a sign that control sits quietly inside you, a sign that the storm is watching before it strikes. You are no longer one of them, the noisy, emotional, exposed. You are the presence they feel, the tension they can't explain, the quiet force they sense when you enter a room. You are becoming a weapon. Most people misunderstand silence. To them, it feels awkward, like something needs fixing, like someone must fill it. They collapse under the weight of quiet. But not you. To you, silence is design. Silence is leverage. Silence is psychological pressure. The loudest man is always the weakest. He fears quiet because his lies cannot breathe in it. He needs noise to feel important. He needs attention to feel alive. But you are the opposite. Your silence is not emptiness. It is calculation, observation. Power held under control like a lion crouched in tall grass. When you do speak, the air tightens. The temperature shifts. People lean in because they've been conditioned to know your voice is an event, not a habit. You are not here to talk. You are here to shift gravity. Every second you stay silent becomes a mirror for others. They project into it. They reveal their fears, their insecurity, their desperation to be validated. You hold the tension they cannot handle, and in that tension, they expose themselves. That is how silence becomes dominance. Train yourself to speak less, but mean more. Let pauses stretch. Let the room squirm. Let your sentences hang like unsheathed blades. And when they beg for resolution, you choose whether to give it. Because every unnecessary word is a crack in your armor. Every explanation is a leak in your fortress. Every emotional reaction is a surrender of power. You don't explain. You direct. You don't argue. You declare. You don't fill space. You define it. In a world addicted to noise, your silence becomes thunder. Let them chase applause. You chase advantage. Let them speak first. You observe. Let them try to impress you. You stay still. Because when the noise dies and the masks fall, you, the silent man, will always know how to move. That is not charisma. That is psychological warfare. And it is now your way of life. Don't mistake stillness for inaction. Don't mistake silence for retreat. Every moment you hold your tongue, you build pressure. And when the time comes, you won't explode. You'll execute precisely, quietly, final. You are unpredictable, not because you are chaotic, but because you are unreadable. That is the apex predator, the one who doesn't growl, doesn't announce, doesn't posture, the one who watches, waits, and shifts the entire atmosphere with nothing but a steady gaze. Refuse to explain yourself. Let misunderstandings live. Let their assumptions rot. You are not here to be decoded. You are not here to be emotionally digestible. You exist above interpretation. That is your throne now, to be silent, rare, and studied. The man who seeks to be understood opens the gates to his kingdom. The man who embraces mystery commands attention by doing nothing at all. Now you must kill the child within, the one who still chases pleasure like a starving beggar. Pleasure is the leash. It disguises itself as reward. But its true purpose is enslavement. Every time you chase it without thought, you hand over your crown. The world weaponizes pleasure. Cheap food, cheap entertainment, fake validation, endless distraction. All designed to turn lions into house cats. But you are not a house cat. You are a storm wearing chains, and those chains are comfort. Discipline is no longer something you practice. It is what you are. It is your new identity. The man who resists instant gratification becomes inevitable. Every time you say no to what feels good now, you say yes to the man who dominates later. That is the trade. And most men will never make it. They sell their destiny for 10 seconds of dopamine over and over until their life is hollow. But not you. You will starve your cravings. You will walk through fire. You will say no until your no becomes instinct. Your empire is not built from bricks. It is built from standards. Your discipline is the wall no enemy can breach. The man who wins is not the strongest. He's the one who cannot be pulled off his path. He commands his time, his hunger, his attention. He wakes up asking not, "What do I want?" but, "What strengthens my fortress?" The gym is not vanity, it is command. The diet is not aesthetics, it is fuel. The silence is not emptiness, it is threat. Everything you do now has one purpose: dominion. Every scroll, every binge, every distraction, each one is a silent theft. Not of the moment, but of the future. Kings endure not because they are loud, but because they are disciplined. Their crowns are forged through unseen habits, private rituals, private victories. You no longer need applause. You need control. Every day you will be tested. Temptation will whisper. Distraction will beg. Weak men will fold. But you will walk past all of it, not out of resistance, but out of identity. You are already full of mission, full of standards, full of fire. Say it. Pleasure obeys my discipline. Understand this. The world rewards consumption, not restraint. But restraint is your rebellion. While others burn themselves through indulgence, you become fireproof. One day you will enter a room and silence it not because you speak, but because you are undeniable. A man who cannot be seduced. A man who commands himself. A man whose presence radiates more power than another man's shouting ever could. Yet even then, even when you rise, when your silence intimidates, when your standards solidify, you will not stop. Because the final trap is believing you've made it. The belief that the war is over is the beginning of decay. Comfort is the assassin wearing silk. It whispers, "Rest now." But rest opens the door for erosion. You do not arrive. You advance. You refine. You fortify. Power is not a trophy you win. It is a pulse you maintain. Every day you sharpen the blade not out of fear, but out of precision. A dull mind invites attack. A distracted man bleeds before the battle begins. You move like a ghost with teeth. You rebuild yourself daily. You maintain the edge that keeps you untouchable. This is how legends are made, not through celebration, but through repetition. Internal mastery. quiet accuracy, standards that don't negotiate. The final truth: the enemy has never been outside. The enemy has always been the voice inside you that wants comfort, permission, softness. Kill that voice. Replace it with mission, with creed, with identity. Say it: I am the storm in human form. You don't play the game. You master it. You rewrite it. You rule it. And every step you take in silence will shake the world in thunder.